I hope if we win it, I have a good time with it.
Who has the next question? Claire?
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Do you ever feel like maybe with the championship, the nationwide stuff you do, which is exciting and fun, is really, now that you look back on it, you love your sponsors and all that, taking a lot out of what it might take to win a championship?
It does make for long days, and that's why next year I'm going to run very few nationwide races. I'm going to focus on the Cup car. I felt like, I can remember it like it just happened, riding along in Jack's airplane, coming back from, I think it was Pikes Peak, and he said, hey, you think you've got what it takes to run both series next year full time? And I said, well, yeah. And he said, you sure? You think you can do it? He was kind of challenging me like this, like a dare. And I said, sure, I can do it. And that was 7 years ago, and we've run a ton of races. And now I feel like sometimes on Fridays and Saturdays, if I'd had a little extra time with my crew chief, that I could be a better Cup Series driver. So that's the next step in my career. That's what I want to do, is focus solely on the Cup Series and get the championships that I feel like we can earn if I give it enough focus.
Did you run it mainly because of the dare, or because you felt that the seat time would help you then, and now you don't need it as much, or sponsorship and money, or what?
Yeah, the reason I ran it was not because I felt, personally challenged by Jack. I felt that he was giving me an opportunity to gain 2 years of experience each year. I look at guys that when I came in 2005, I was having to race, Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart and all these guys who had a bunch more experience. And I felt like if every year I could gain 2 years worth, I feel like I've run 14 seasons now instead of just 7. Not that the Nationwide Series fully prepares you, but it does help you. And it's helped me a ton. The mistakes I make on Saturdays sometimes are very fresh in my mind on Sunday afternoon, and it probably has kept me from making bigger mistakes in the Cup Series. But now I feel that I can, there's more to be gained by focusing on the Cup Series.
A question here, Aaron, from Nate, and then we'll go to Jay.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. I think you're running a special, children's-oriented scheme for next week. Is that right?
I'm not sure what I'm running next week.
Okay, I think you're running like a.
Is it? Oh yeah, it's for the
Aflac.
it's for the Aflac Cancer Center.
I just want to ask you. It seems like it's not like it's a common occurrence, but it seems like there's been some instances of that this year. With Kyle has had the Slain Girls name on the window of his truck when he's won races. Yeah. What's it like? I guess when you're running a scheme like that, is it sort of overwhelming at times, like to soak that in?
For me, you guys know how it is. Our lives are fast paced. We're going all the time. And last week I got the chance to go out to the USS Eisenhower, visit some sailors, and that was one of those moments that stopped me kind of in my tracks. And I realized, man, these people are out here 18-hour days on the deck of a ship, one of the most dangerous environments on Earth. Protecting our freedoms. That struck me. My first trip to the Aflac Cancer Center was a huge eye opener. For any of you guys that haven't been to the Aflac Cancer Center, I would recommend you go. They treat over 6,000 children a year, whether they can pay or not. So the kids show up, they've got cancer or blood disorders or any number of ailments. They treat them, and so that the first time I went there kind of going through our week, and it was okay. We got to take this trip to the Aflac Cancer Center, and I got there, and man, it was just there's another one. It was a moment that it made me realize that the things that I stress about are nothing compared to what these little kids are going through, and they've got smiles on their faces, and Dalton gave me his courage beads that I wore with me for the rest of the season in 2008, and that was a big thing for me. It meant a lot. It was inspiring. So I know it's a long-winded answer, but I'm really trying to convey to you guys that I think it's good for me, and I'm to stop and realize what's going on in the world for real, and to be a part of something like the Aflac Cancer Center.
Go ahead, Jay.
Jay Pennell with SB Nation. Maybe it's just one of those fluke things we've seen over the last few years, but it seems like any time a guy runs runner-up in the championship, he just has an off year. As somebody who's gone through that, we see that again this year with Denny. What's it like when you're in that situation, competing for a championship the one year and then so off the next, and is there any reason we see that happen? Do you think?
I don't know. I don't know much about Denny's situation. I don't know exactly what he's struggled with. I know he beat me at Michigan earlier this year. He didn't look like he was struggling that day, but I don't know why they're in the position they're in, if it's failures or if they've run poorly. I haven't paid enough attention. But for us, my experience was, I mean, massively humbling in 2009 to go into that season with such high expectations of ourselves and to realize that we had fallen behind in a number of areas and it wasn't going to be easy to get back out of it. So that was tough. It's tough in general when you're not running well, but when you expect to run, really well and you run poorly, that's very, very tough. So you just have to keep going, keep digging, and you can't give up. That's the trick. It's not giving up.
Any additional questions for Carl? Steve has one.
Steve Richards with PRN. Can you explain to the fans exactly how fast things really happen here? Is there any way you can explain it?
Yeah, it's very fast here. The first couple laps in practice here are always a little bit, they always get my attention. Before I run in the car, I try to think of, kind of mentally prepare for the practice and think about it. And today, when I got in the car, it got my attention pretty quickly. You forget how high the banking is. You drive down the corner and the forces, pushing the car into the track seem so much greater than anywhere else we go. The rate at which the car is changing direction is very fast. I mean, you're looking up through the top of the windshield kind of at the racetrack. It's just an amazing place, and it always takes me a few laps in the race, 10, 15 laps in to get comfortable with the pace of it because things are happening so quick here. It's a really neat place to race on. It's unbelievable they built this place like they did. I mean, it's just, I don't know who. I mean, it's just amazing they sat down and designed this place and made it like this. I'm really glad they did. It's exciting to come to and race at.
Anything else for Carl? Carl, thanks for coming in, and wish you a lot of luck here tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, guys. Have fun.
Tonight, too, also.
Yeah.